Good morning, BOHS. Today is Thursday, December 13th, and it is a purple day. There will be a freshman class council meeting on Monday, December 17th at 3:30 in room 201 for all those who are interested. Last Friday, Poetry Out Loud was held at BOHS, and we have a winner. Congratulations to Maya Gilmore. Let's look at her performance.
Ego by Denise Duhamel. I just didn't get it. Even with the teacher holding an orange, the earth, in one hand, and a lemon, the moon, in the other. Her favorite student, the sun, standing behind her with a flashlight, I just couldn't grasp it. This whole citrus universe, these bumpy planets revolving so slowly, no one could even see themselves moving. I used to think if I could only concentrate hard enough, I could be the one person to feel what no one else could. Sense a small tug from the ground, a sky shift, the earth changing gears. Even though I was only one mini speck on a speck, even though I was merely a pinprick in one goosebump on the orange, I was sure then I was the most specially perceptive, perceptively sensitive. I was sure then my mother was the only mother to snap, the world doesn't revolve around you. The earth was fragile and mostly water, just the way the orange was mostly water if you peeled it, just the way I was mostly water if you peeled me. Looking back on that third grade science demonstration, I can understand why some people gave up on fame or religion or cures. Especially people who have an understanding of the excruciating crawl of the world, who have a well-developed sense of spatial reasoning and the tininess that it is to be one of us, but not me. Even now, I wouldn't mind being God. The force who spins the planets the way I spin a globe, a basketball, a yo-yo. I wouldn't mind being that teacher who chooses the fruit, or that favorite kid who gives the moon its glow.
To those people who expressed an interest in costuming Gypsy, please come to a very short meeting at 3:30 today in the library. The temperatures are getting colder, and I hear that there may be snow coming in. So let's go over to Tyler to see what's on with the weather.
Woo, just me. All right. Thursday, high of 40, low of 24.
62% 62% humidity, winds at 2 miles per hour.
And Friday, 44 is the high and 24 is the low.
54% humidity, winds at 9 miles per hour.
All right, Saturday, high of 35, low of 26.
61% humidity, winds at 6 miles per hour, sunrise at 7:15 a.m., and 10% chance of precipitation.
Yes, all right. Sunday, high 35, low 30.
30% chance of snow, winds at 4 miles per hour, 84%
chance of humidity.
I can't
Monday,
talk right now.
high of 35, low of 31.
60% chance of snow, 80% humidity, winds at 5 miles per hour, and sunrise at 7:16 a.m. Hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
What did Miss Claus say to Santa during a storm?
I have no idea.
Come look at the rain, dear. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Greta and Tyler, and I have no comment for that joke. BOHS Book Club members, copies of Ghostopolis are waiting for you at the library desk. Stop by today and pick one up. New members are always welcome. See Miss Atlee in the library for details. Attention seniors, if you would like to write a memory for the yearbook, please type it up and email it to hyperlink BOHSyearbookmemories@gmail.com, which is right down here, by Saturday, December 15th. I hear the girls' ice hockey team won yesterday, so let's go over to Kia to see the results.
The rumors are true, just saying. This just in. Cheerleading tryouts are today in the gym from 4 to 7, open for everybody, and also on Monday, 4 to 7 in the gym. So if you want to be a cheerleader, go there. Also, all students who are interested in using the weight room during after-school hours must meet in the BUHS MPR on Monday, December 17th at 3:30. This meeting will be informational, and it is mandatory for any boy or girl in 9th through 12th grade who wants to work out in the BUHS weight room. See Mr. Mills, Sawyer, or Underwood if you have any questions. Last night's IBL results are as follows. The green team beat the blue team 88 to 45. Good job. The purple team lost to the white team 28 to 77. The black versus orange game had a closer game, but the orange team beat the black team by 10 points with a final score of 71 to 61. Congratulations to the pink team on picking up your slack from last week, and you beat the red team by 1 whole point. The final score was 56 to 55. Good job. Last night, both of the hockey teams played Woodstock. The boys' team played away and won 1-0, and Adam Griffin scored. The girls' team played home, and we had a great game, and we won 8-1. Maddie Rollins scored 4 goals. Madison Doucette had a hat trick, and if you don't know what that means, it means she scored 3 goals in 1 game, which means Maddie would have had a hat trick plus 1. And Mayru Bonti scored her first ever career hockey goal, so congratulations, and you had a nice assist from me, just saying. Boys JV and varsity basketball play at Mount Mansfield on Saturday. Both girls basketball teams play at home tomorrow night. Boys hockey will travel to Northfield on Saturday, and they'll play at 3:30. And the girls hockey will play against Rutland on Saturday, 4:45. Be there. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Kia. Seniors, Vermont Tech will visit BOHS on December 12th at 10 a.m. If you would like to meet with the representative from VTC, please see Ms. Harrison in counseling. Attention all FBLA members. It is that time of year when the FBLA elves will be helping Santa get his personalized letters out to our community. We need everyone to come and pick up forms from Miss Cornell or Miss Vinci so that we can get them out to our local businesses. This is an important fundraiser for us, so please pick up the forms. This will run through December 17th. Next week, the sophomore class council will be selling candygrams for $1 during Block 3 or in Miss Levesque's room. Buy a candy treat for your friend or favorite teacher, and Santa's elves will deliver a holiday message to your friends during the day. Candygrams will be on sale Monday through Thursday next week with delivery on Friday. Buy a candygram today. Well, BOHS, that is all we have for today's. But before we leave you, let's take another look at Poetry Out Loud.
Solitude by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Laugh, and the world laughs with you. Weep, and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing, and the hills will answer. Sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice, and men will seek you. Grieve, and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad, and your friends are many. Be sad, and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectared wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Feast, and your halls are crowded. Fast, and the world goes by. Succeed and give, and it helps you live. But no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a long and lordly train. But one by one, we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. Do Not by Stevie Smith. Do not despair of man, and do not scold him. Who are you that you should so lightly hold him? Are you not also a man, and in your heart are there not warlike thoughts and fear and smart? Are you not also afraid and in fear cruel? Do you not think of yourself as usual? Faint for ambition, desire to be loved, prick at a virtuous thought by beauty moved. You love your wife, you hold your children dear. Then say not that man is vile, but say they are. But they are not. So is your judgment shown presumptuous, false, quite vain, merely your own sadness for failed ambition set outside, made a philosophy of, print, beautified, in noble dress and into the world sent out with the run it most pretends to rout. Know your own heart. That heart's not wholly evil. And from the particular, judge the general. If judge you must, but with compassion, see life, or else of yourself despairing, flee strife.
When I am asked by Lizelle Mueller. When I am asked how I began writing poems, I talk about the indifference of nature. It was soon after my mother died, a brilliant June day, everything blooming. I sat on a gray stone bench in a lovingly planted garden, but the daylilies were as deaf as the ears of drunken sleepers, and the roses curved inward. Nothing was black or broken, and not a leaf fell, and the sun blared endless commercials for summer holidays. I sat on a gray stone bench, ringed with the ingenue faces of pink and white impatience, and placed my grief in the mouth of language, the only thing that would grieve with me.
Ego by Denise Du Hamel. I just didn't get it. Even with the teacher holding an orange, the earth, in one hand, and a lemon, the moon, in the other. Her favorite student, the sun, standing behind her with a flashlight. I just couldn't grasp it. This whole citrus universe, these bumpy planets revolving so slowly, no one could even see themselves moving. I used to think if I could only concentrate hard enough, I could be the one person to feel what no one else could. Sense a small tug from the ground, a sky shift, the earth changing gears. Even though I was only one mini speck on a speck, even though I was merely a pinprick in one goosebump on the orange, I was sure then I was the most specially perceptive, perceptively sensitive. I was sure then my mother was the only mother to snap, the world doesn't revolve around you. The earth was fragile and mostly water, just the way the orange was mostly water if you peeled it, just the way I was mostly water if you peeled me. Looking back on that third grade science demonstration, I can understand why some people gave up on fame or religion or cures. Especially people who have an understanding of the excruciating crawl of the world, who have a well-developed sense of spatial reasoning and the tininess that it is to be one of us, but not me. Even now, I wouldn't mind being God. The force who spins the planets the way I spin a globe, a basketball, a yo-yo. I wouldn't mind being that teacher who chooses the fruit, or that favorite kid who gives the moon its glow. The Cities Inside Us by Alberto Rios. We live in secret cities, and we travel unmapped roads. We speak words between us that we recognize, but which cannot be looked up. They are our words. They come from very far inside our mouths. You and I, we are the secret citizens of the city, inside us and inside us. There go all the cars we have driven and seen. There are all the people we know and have known. There are all the places that are, but which used to be as well. This is where they went. They did not disappear. We each take a piece through the eye and through the ear. It's loud inside us and here. And when we speak in the outside world, we have to hope that some of that sound does not come out, that an arm does not reach out in place of the tongue.
Dream Song 14 by John Berryman. Life, friends, is boring. We must not say so after all. The sky flashes, the great sea yearns. We ourselves flash and yearn. And moreover, my mother told me as a boy, repeatedly, ever to confess that you are bored means that you have no inner resources. I conclude now that I have no inner resources because I am heavy bored. Peoples bore me, literature bores me, especially great literature. Henry bores me with his plights and gripes, as bad as Achilles, who loves people and valiant art, which bores me. And the tranquil hills and gin look like a drag, and somehow a dog has taken itself and its tail considerably away into mountains or sea or sky, leaving behind me. Why?
Domestic Situation by Ernest Hilbert. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe not. A man came home one day and chucked his girlfriend's cat into the wood chipper. This really happened. Dinner wasn't ready on time. A few other things went wrong too. He spat on her father, who came out when he learned about it. He broke her pinky, stole her checks, and got her sister pregnant. But she stood by him, stood strong through it all. Because she loved him. She loved him, you see, she actually said that. And then she went and married him. She felt some unique call. Don't try to understand what another person means by love. Don't even bother.
Echo by Christina Rosietti. Come to me in the silence of the night. Come in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, O memory, hope, love of finished years. O dream, how sweet, too bittersweet, whose waking should have been in paradise, where souls brimful of love abide and meet, where thirsting, longing eyes watch the slow door that opening, letting in, lets out no more. Yet come to me in dreams that I may live my very life again, though cold in death. Come back to me in dreams that I may give, pulse for pulse, breath for breath. Speak low, lean low, as long ago, my love, how long ago?
Icebound by Walter Bargan. Sky's gray sheet spreads icy rain. Through the night we heard the branches cracking. Now they bend with the bowed ache of apostrophes. Back to the window, sitting on the couch, we listen as the radio announces the list of schools closed. An hour earlier, I inched my way along the road, tires spinning toward the ditch. Now I read aloud to a teenage daughter who tolerates my foolishness, my claim that Lao Tzu traversed a more slippery world. With two books open on my lap, one in my hand, two on the floor, I am surrounded by imperfect translations. A gathering chaos, something mysteriously formed, without beginning, without end, formless and perfect. She responds, sure, I know that, so what? I persist. That existed before the heavens and the earth, before the universe was born. She's ready to go upstairs and listen to the radio. I ask, what was her face before her parents were born? She answers, nothing. I ask again. She says it again. Where are the angels, knights on humble knees, the psalms of faith, the saints of daylight? She walks out of the room. I am surrounded by thin books. How pointless to go anywhere on this day, or maybe any other. But then the time comes when there is no other way but to stand firm on ice.
Barber by Larry Bradley. Learn from the man who spends so much of his time speaking to the back of your head, knowing what it means to follow the razor's edge along a worn strop or random thoughts as they spring so invisibly from the mind to a mouth. Who shouldered soldiers in 2 wars and fled firefields undecorated. Who fathered once, but was fatherless forever. and who works his sentiments deeper into your scalp. Under the sign on knotty pine walls, whose rubric reads, Cotumnus tot sententia, which means he sees in you his suffering, smells of horehound, tonics and gels, pillowheads, powders, and a floor full of snippings, swept neatly every evening into a pile for the field mice. All those roundabout hours, only a man who fixes his tie to clip crabgrass, crowding a lady's grave, could believe. With a certain clean devotion, and who would never, for one moment, dream of hurting you when your back was turned.
The Albatross by Kate Bass. When I know you are coming home, I put on this necklace, glass beads on a silken thread, a blue, they used to match my eyes. I like to think I'm remembering you. I like to think you don't forget. The necklace lies heavy on my skin. It clatters as I reach down to lift my screaming child. I swing her, roll her in my arms until she forgets. The beads glitter in the flicker of a TV set as I sit her on my lap and wish away the afternoon. I wait until I hear a gate latch lift, the turn of key and lock. I sit amongst toys and unwashed clothes. I sit and she fingers the beads until you speak, in a voice that no longer seems familiar, only strange. I turn as our child tugs at the string. I hear a snap and a sound like falling rain.
Apart for the Hole by Robert Francis. When others run to windows or out of doors to catch a sunset hole, he is content with any segment anywhere he sits. From segment, fragment, he can reconstruct the whole. Prefers to reconstruct the whole, as if to say, I see more, seeing less. A window to the east will serve as well as a window to the west, for the eastern sky echoes the western sky. And even less, a patch of light that picture glass happens to catch from window glass, fragment of fragment, flawed, distorted, dull, nevertheless gives something unglassed nature cannot give. The old obliquity of art, and proves part may be more than whole, least may be best.
Pity the Beautiful by Dana Joya. Pity the beautiful, the dolls and the dishes, the babes with big daddies, granting their wishes. Pity the pretty boys, the hunks and Apollos, the golden lads whom success always follows, the hotties, the knockouts, the 10s out of 10, the drop-dead gorgeous, the great leading men. Pity the faded, the bloated, the blousy, the paunchy Adonis, whose looks come lousy. Pity the gods, no longer divine. Pity the night, the stars lose their shine.
Sonnet 18, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day by William Shakespeare. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more tempered. Rough winds do shake the dawning buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the ending heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance of nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines the time thou growest. So long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long as this and this gives life to thee.
(1914), The Soldier, Rupert Brooke. If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, a body of England, breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by sons of home. And think, this heart, all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less gives somewhere back the thoughts by England given. Her sights and sounds, dreams as happy as her day, and laughter learnt of friends, and gentleness, in hearts at peace, under an English heaven.
Ode on the Death of a Favorite Cat, Drowned in Tub of Goldfishes, by Thomas Gray. 'Twas on a lofty vase's side, where China's gayest art had dyed the azure flowers that blow. Demurest of the tabby's kind, the pensive Selima reclined, gazed on the lake below. Her conscious tale her joy declared, the fair round face, the snowy beard, the velvet of her paws. Her coat that with the tortoise vies, her ears of jet and emerald eyes, she saw and purred applause. Still had she gazed but midst the tide, two angel forms were seen to glide, the genii of the stream. Their scaly armor's tearing hue, through richest purple to the view, betrayed a golden gleam. The hapless nymph with wonder saw a whisker first, and then a claw, with many an ardent wish. She stretched in vain to reach her prize, what female heart can gold despise, but cats averse to fish. Presumptuous maid with looks intent, again she stretched, again she bent, nor knew the gulf between. Malignant fates sat by and smiled, the slippery verge her feet beguiled, she tumbled headlong in. A times emerging from the flood, she knew to every watery god some speedy aid to send. No dolphin came, no Naiad stirred, nor cool Tom, nor Susan heard, a favorite has no friend. From hency beauties undeceived, no one false step is near retrieved, and be with caution bold. Not all that tempts your wandering eyes and heedless hearts is lawful prize, nor all that blisters gold. Solitude by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Laugh, and the world laughs with you. Weep, and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing, and the hills will answer. Sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice, and men will seek you. Grieve, and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad, and your friends are many. Be sad, and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectared wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Feast, and your halls are crowded. Fast, and the world goes by. Succeed and give, and it helps you live, but no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a long and lordly train, but one by one we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. Do Not by Stevie Smith. Do not despair of man, and do not scold him. Who are you that you should so lightly hold him? Are you not also a man, and in your heart are there not warlike thoughts, and fear, and smart? Are you not also afraid, and in fear cruel? Do you not think of yourself as usual? Faint for ambition, desire to be loved, prick at a virtuous thought by beauty moved. You love your wife, you hold your children dear. Then say not that man is vile, but say they are. But they are not. So is your judgment shown presumptuous, false, quite vain, merely your own sadness for failed ambition set outside, made a philosophy of print, beautified, in noble dress and into the world sent out with the run, it most pretends to rout. Know your own heart. That heart's not wholly evil. And from the particular, judge the general. If judge you must, but with compassion, see life, or else of yourself despairing, flee strife.